Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and
Hi guys, welcome back to Crime Stories Obsessed. This is Emma. How is everyone tonight? I also have my friend here, my co-host, Anna. Amy. I'm reading the chat and I just wanted to say thank you to Anna for becoming a member. So I've got Anna in my mind. And thank you to, who else? There was Anna and Mystique for becoming members. Thank you very much. And so I've got Amy here with me tonight. Say hi, Amy.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming.
So we're going to be talking about Dawn and Candace and how it relates to summer. Hi, everyone. We've got Jam here. We've got Dallas Country Scratchers. We've got Yvonne. I've seen Candace. Cherry, who else have we got? Mystique and Wyoming Adventures, Pink Butterfly, Blazer, Cherry Sadai. We've got Radmelia, can never say that right. Angela, Chrissy, Fairy Dust Diaries, and Marlene. We've got loads of nice people here, and Fluffy's hello, Fluffy. So everybody can hear me okay. I've got the new mic again. So today, me and Amy have been doing some researching, trying to see if there's anything we've missed. And it's difficult, guys. Got to admit, it is difficult because there's so much with this case. Like, I mean, what do you think, Amy? There's just so much with all these people. It's difficult.
It's more disturbing the more we find.
Yeah, it is. And because there's been so much as well, it's like you find something and you are like, oh, I found this. And then everybody goes, but we know that already. And it's like, okay, guys, I'm trying my best here. But then you don't want to drag a dead horse, do you really? So I have put it on subscribe only mode. If you only did subscribe within the last 6 hours, it might not let you comment in the chat. And then if you try and chat and you try and comment again, you're going to have to wait 15 seconds before you can comment again. As soon as I put this out, everybody's been speculating as to what on earth I'm going to be talking about, seeing as we've just discussed, everything seems to have already been said a million times. So everybody's been speculating, what's she going to say? What's she going to say? And I've had some negative comments. So I thought, right, well, we'll put it on subscriber only mode then. And then, the people that, unfortunately, that just means that the nice people out there that aren't subscribed are unable to comment. So I'm sorry about that, guys. If you're tuning in and you're one of the 221 listening now and you're not subscribed and you're not able to comment, I'm sorry about that. It's just being due to some of the negative comments we've got today. So where do we start, Amy? where do we start? So we started looking into Donald and what's going on with him. We wanted to start right at the very beginning to see if there was anything we missed, because everybody's been going over the old interviews, the old, you know, every time Donald's spoken or Candace has spoken online, it's all being played like a million times to try and see if there's anything we've missed. But there's one thing that we haven't gone over a million times, and that is their records. And I don't just mean their records as in the records that you can pull up for what they've been previously arrested for, but I mean everything, their birth records, like, although that's not going to make any difference when it comes to someone going missing, obviously, but we need to go back to the beginning. So I pulled up all of his records. For anybody that's really been a big sleuth in this case will already know that he's a Scorpio, born on the 1st of November 1964. So if anybody wants to take notes on any of this, they can. There's a lot of this that I will not be able to share on the screen due to privacy concerns. We don't want the, live being shut down. But then there are other bits that I have been able to kind of get around, and I'll be able to put some of that up for you. Thank you, Jennifer. That's really, really kind of you. Let me go back because it's just jumped. She said, friendly reminder, I had to make a new account. Can you please re-wrench me? I can try, see if it'll let me from here. At the minute, the only options are to block and put you in timeout. And I don't want to do that, Jennifer. So I'd have to do that on my phone. And that would take away from me moving on. So I will thank you very much for the super chat.
Thanks,
after
Jennifer.
the live, we will resub you again. I'll go back through the comments. So thank you for even offering to do that. So Donald, he was born in 1964, 1st of November. He's a Scorpio, if anybody didn't know. We're going to go back through and then pull out any bits that I found interesting as we go along. Okay, so as you may know, he's got some relatives. I'm guessing these are sisters that were born after him, 1966. Sonia Sessions. Candace Bly's going live, apparently. Anybody that doesn't want to watch me can go across and feel free to go watch Candace Bly. I'm sure it'll be extremely interesting. Okay. Right. Okay, so we've got other people born. Carol Bavero, I don't quite know who that is, in 1971. Courtney Sessions. And then Donald got his SSN, so I'm guessing that's your social security number, and that was in 1974. Now, this is interesting because apart from being registered as a sole trader of a limited company from his own address in Utah, and as a trucking company, he started as a trucking company, and then I gave that on to his son. Apart from that, he's never ever been registered as a drywaller. To say he's got all this experience, I'm guessing he's worked at various places. He's never registered. So he's obviously getting paid under the counter, like he's, whether this is for tax purposes, to evade tax, I don't know. But he
wasn't, there's no listing since what, 2015?
Yeah, I'll have a look. We'll get to that. See where it is, because I think we're still on 75.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll come to that because he's registered with that trucking company. But apart from that, there's no other jobs specified that companies he's ever worked for. Apart from that, so whether he looks for jobs that he gets paid, whether that's so that nobody can track his track where he is. I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Amy? Why wouldn't somebody register? So he's a subcontractor. Somebody says he's a subcontractor.
You still have to pay taxes. So
even if you,
and he worked for a company, supposedly it was Tucker Drywall. So they would pay him, and he would pay that company would pay him. They would pay taxes. His taxes would come out of it. So that would be listed in the government. It would come out of. It would be listed, and if it's not coming up, then as it is an employer, then they're getting paid under the table.
Yeah, must be. And then Andy says in the chat something about him working for an Air Force base. I don't think we've found him registered working for an Air Force base either.
Unless he got paid.
He will get a 1099. I don't know what that is. Not being in the US. Yeah, Mary, that's what we're thinking, like he's being paid cash, but then
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but surely they would have to pay tax or whatever anyway. So
not if you pay somebody under the table. That means they don't pay taxes, and because it doesn't go on the books.
But what would be the reason for him not wanting to register for tax? Is it so that he's not paying out tax and he's saving money? Is it because he doesn't want child services or whoever it is that, do they get child benefit over there? No, we get some child benefit over here. Is it so that he doesn't have to pay out his, ex-wife for child support, or do they get like I know every month I get paid like £82, which is about $95 for my child to be able to, buy whatever I need for her, bits of food and things from the government. I mean, is there anything like that over there, whether you work or not, where you get a certain amount every month? Or maybe they're claiming benefits, government benefits, and they've just not wanted it registering that he's being paid so that they can get food stamps, like Maria's saying, that kind of thing.
Paying under the table, then you can, get more food stamps. People do that.
You can't hear you can't hear a fan going, can you? Penny's put the fan on in the bathroom again.
I can't hear it. There's a lot of people get paid under the table. It's just so you can't get tracked.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we were thinking, wasn't it? So then in his earlier years, he lived in Roy, Utah. So we know about that. That was kind of in the 70s. In the 80s, we know Candace was born. And then in 1982, this is when he gets his first misdemeanor, Class B, for smoking herbal remedies, shall we say. And so that was in 1982. Then, but what's interesting is all these places that he's getting arrested, whether he's I don't understand it, because he's getting arrested in like Florida. I mean, when you look at the map to see all the different places he's been registered at as like arrested or lived, we've only got a couple of addresses. So addresses wise, we've got Rogersville, as we know of. We've got one in Logan, one in Roy in Utah, but then he's got all these different arrests in like let me get to the map. Florida. Where else did we say earlier on? One near Salt Lake City. Where's my map gone? San Francisco, Washington, one that's kind of not as far as Cuba, but like, you know, kind of over in that, as if you were heading in that direction, just all over the place. And it just makes you kind of wonder, well, what was he doing to be all over those places? Because he was never registered at living at any of those places. So was he trying to evade arrest, depending on what he was down for at the time, and just kind of disappeared? What do you think, Amy?
It's very odd to me in all these other states. Very strange.
It's like, where's Harris County? I mean, I don't know where that is.
Well, counties can be in multiple states.
I mean, he's had a couple in Harris County.
That might be Arkansas, but I know counties can duplicate in different states too.
Yeah. Oh, Tennessee girl said she thinks he's a D runner. She thinks he might have been a D runner. So
possibility.
That might be why. So, I mean, we've got Harris County. That was for possession of the herbal stuff. Pleaded guilty. And this was right at the very beginning of his career where he started getting arrested. And then we've got burglary with intent, second degree. These are all fairly close to each other. Houston, Texas. He admitted to going to Mexico. So that might be why he got done over. Because, yeah, wasn't it out towards San Francisco, out towards Los Angeles area? We saw him on the map. Well, didn't see him on the map.
One there, one in Washington, one in Florida.
Yeah.
Was one Ohio?
Yes, that's right. Like all over the place. Now, I mean, come on, people do move, and they move for lots of reasons, but every arrest is in a different place. Like, to say he's got 3 addresses that he looks like he's lived at, well, for most of his life, and then there's a couple of other little ones in between, but they're all in a similar area. All these different, I mean, I suppose they say don't on your doorstep, basically. I don't know, but so we've got burglary with intent, second degree felonies, Harris County, guilty plea, no jury. Where's this? Harris County again, probation, and then he moves. So I think this is probably when he gets married. I'm not sure. He gets another address in Ogden, Utah. Okay, so that's 1990. Then again, another one. So this is not long now. This is just after he gets married. Okay, so he's been married, I think it's about a year, something. And he gets a first degree misdemeanor first degree for 1 count of battery. Lucky wife. I'm guessing it's the wife. Who knows? Nothing surprises me anymore, guys. So, misdemeanor first degree, 1 count of battery. I'm trying not to use these words, but to be honest with you, it's very difficult when you're talking about Donald Wells, because how do you not, I mean, I'd just literally be silent for the entire life, because how do you not say half of this stuff? So misdemeanor first degree offense committed battery. So you're thinking when I'm saying this, okay, that I'm meaning the same one. No, these are different dates.
And didn't he have Alice's, I can't talk. He didn't use his real name with some of those.
Yeah, or that's the bad one. That's when he's on the run and they managed to get him in Florida. So we'll come to that one in a second. So I mean, these are all different dates, all within a similar time, all in 1991, and they're all for battery. Okay, so whoever this person is that he's battering, I mean, I just feel sorry for them, really. I mean, if it had been me, I know what I would have done, but it's difficult to say when you've got somebody overpowering you. I mean, talking back in 1990 odd, you know, I'm sure he was a lot stronger than he is. I mean, he's 57 now. You know, we're talking a good few years ago. Somebody trying to overpower you, it's not nice, is it? I mean, it's all well and good saying what we would do, but when it comes to it, you know, I was wrestling with my crewmate one day, just being silly, and I literally couldn't get away from him. And afterwards, I was just laughing with him, and I said, "I tell you what, it's a good job I don't meet you in an alleyway, because there's absolutely no way that I would have been able to get away." And that was a really scary thought afterwards, because you kind of think, oh, I'll just knee him in the balls. Like, I know it sounds awful to say if you're a man listening to this, but as a woman, you know, trying to think of ways to get away, like, what do you do? Yeah, it's when you think about it. Anyway, I'm going off track, guys. So 1994, so this is a couple of years later, 3 years later. Evading arrest. Offense committed, evading arrest. So let's see what that was. That was for Class A offense. Oh, so that was a misdemeanor for evading arrest, but it doesn't say what he was evading arrest for. So whether they never managed to get hold of him for the battery charges in 1991, because there's no, at the point where they are looking for him and they get him for evading arrest here on the 7th of May 1994, there's no offense other than that. So I'm guessing that they might have not been able to get hold of him. So where he'd been hiding out for 3 years, I have no idea. And then again in 1994, a bit later on, September, he gets done for pleads guilty before a court for criminal, of course it was criminal county court. So this was for the evading arrests, 3 evading arrests. So he got away from them 3 times. Wow, he really did have them on you know, chasing him, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So they did him for 3 resisting arrests, pleaded guilty before the court. I mean, I don't know whether he got any time for that. Oh, wow. So do you know how much he got fined for that, guys? $40,000. $40,000. That's exactly what it says here. Guilty before the court and fined $40,000.00. $40,000. Is that right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, wow. That can't be right, but that's what it says. Anyway, then on the 1st of May 1995, civil judgment release. Fine. So what's a civil judgment release? I'm not quite sure what that is. Fined for $2,691. And then again, same thing again, 1996. Again, judgment record, civil judgment filed, owing them $171. So as you can see why he never has any money. I'm guessing he's still trying to pay all that back. Maybe that's one of the reasons why he doesn't register as working, so that they can't take this money in.
Exactly. That's what somebody commented. Brandy Lee. That's exactly why he gets paid under the table. So
what happens if you get fined $40,000? I mean, like, are you expected to pay all that? Do they take it into consideration that you haven't got that? Like, how does that work? They take so much off you a month, or work out how much you earn and tally it up? I don't know. Crazy.
yes.
But some of this stuff's been a little bit overlooked, so I just wanted to. So then, obviously, he's quite mad about all this. You know, he's been to prison, I guess. He's owing all this money, so he starts again with the battery charges. And this was in 2000. So, potential criminal disposition record. Oh, it says it was dismissed. So whether they withdrew it, whether the person withdrew it, I'm not sure. Yeah, dispersed. And then again, 2000 battery again. So was he with Candace in 2000? No, he won't have been, will he? No, I don't think he was. No. And then Hillsborough. Where's Hillsborough now? I know there's a Hillsborough here in England, but I wouldn't know where Hillsborough was in the United States. No idea. But he got done for battery again. And went to court. And let's have a look. Disposing battery. And then theft in 2021. Charges filed for theft. Got another address in Ogden. And then, so this 2005, that's the only record of employment I can find for him. So in 2005, he started this company. So a lot of people have said, oh, that's his son. Well, maybe it is now. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I think it was Donald Wells that actually started this, because I made sure that when I did this digging that I actually removed the son from my searches, because it actually says who you can remove so that you aren't bringing up their information. And seeing as they've both got similar names, I didn't want that to be brought into the equation to confuse it. So it does say employer record 30th of September 2005, started working for Donald Wells Trucking Incorporated. And then it lists an address. So I thought, okay, then, well, let's see what this address is. And I thought it rings a bell. So when I looked, it was actually his home address in Roy, Utah. So the business was, he was running it from his home address. So where he was parking this vehicle, no idea. But anyway, the other thing I found interesting with this is, after so long of doing this particular job or owning this company, he didn't renew I think when you've got a registered company, like, you've got to renew part of it every year or every couple of years, and he wasn't doing that, so he got fined twice for that. Let me just okay. And then we start with more charges. It's not looking good for this guy, is it? Is it really? I mean, felony class B, charges for burglary in a residential property, class B, that was 2006. 2007, we've got Washington burglary. What he was doing in Washington, I've no idea. I have looked on the map just to make sure it wasn't a county somewhere, because obviously I'm from the UK. I don't know where any of these places are, but no, it was actually in Washington. A burglary in Washington. What was he doing in Washington? He had a residential address in Utah. So he's getting like arrested in Florida, in Utah, in Washington, in I think there was San Francisco, out towards that way, and then there was one out towards Cuba, not as far as Cuba, but without zooming in on the map now, I can't see, but it was out towards that way. And it's like, what are you doing? So either he was running, or running as in trying to get away from cops, whether he was running with something that he shouldn't have been running with. I don't know. More burglary and possession.
This all came up under actual Don's birthday, not his father's, not his son's. It all came under his birthday.
Yeah, this is Don Wells that we know. Like, this isn't
Yeah,
the dad.
not senior. It's not his. It's not senior. It's not junior. It's Don Wells, Summer's dad. All listed under him is where we found it.
Yeah. And then Class B for burglary, a Class C from controlled substances, non-prescription substances. What else have we got? Felony charges filed, 1 count of possession of a controlled substance. And that was in Washington. So that was burglary in Washington, carrying this controlled substance without a prescription. What else? And he was fined another $1,000. So as quick as he's making it, he's giving it back out. Like, oh my God. Okay. So then in 2014, he moves over to Rogersville. Okay. Oh, let me just have a little look back. Just go back just a second, because they've been together long enough for their eldest boy to be what age? Is he about 13, 12, 13? How old is he? Does anybody know? Because I'm trying to work out.
About 12 or 13.
Yeah. So what, if that's right, so what year would that be then? Because at some point, while he's been with Candace and while he's had a son possibly, he's been in Washington doing stuff he shouldn't have done.
2010?
2010. Oh, so this maybe was before. So I think that was before then.
Have somebody tell me.
2009. Yeah, so this was, so the charges were before he had the boys then.
2008, 2009, around there. And so yes, we did. Don't worry, we'll get to Candace. Hold on.
Oh God.
Hold on to your seat, guys. They're already asking about Candace.
Oh God, yeah, we've got loads on Candace. We've got some more interesting stuff in a minute. I'm just getting through this.
We're not even close to being done with him yet.
Oh God. So he moves into Ben Hill Road, okay, and then in 2014, so we've got these email addresses that they all keep making, but they're always related to their names. So like Candace, you know what she's like. She can't just have one YouTube channel.
So
no.
Monkey, my monkey number 10, September 11th. Was it this 10, year 13. Or is he turning 13 this year, Monkey?
2008. Yes, that same year as my daughter was born. So that would make sense. Yeah, 13.
Okay.
Rose said. So they keep making these Facebook accounts, but like I was just saying a minute ago, you know, like Candace, for instance, she can't just have one YouTube channel. No. She's got to have 2. She can't just have one Facebook, even 2. You know, maybe even 3. No. She's got to have like 8, you know. And it's the same with email addresses. So they're constantly, every couple of years, making a new email address. Like, I don't see the point. I've got a silly one called the Fluffy Minx. Don't ask. Don't ask. It's from when I was very, very young. So, of course, I changed it as I got older, and people were calling me Fluffy every time I booked an appointment. I changed it to Emma and my surname, you see. I could see there was a reason to do it, but why you just need to create lots of other ones? I don't get that. Like, so yeah, I found some more Facebook accounts recently. There's not much on them, to be honest, but just pictures of the kids and stuff. So created email addresses, and they're always with their names. So like Candace 33 or Candy whatever, or Don Wells or Wells Don, or, you know, it's always kind of that sort of thing. So then when they make an email address with like a random name, that kind of makes me think, well, wait a minute, like, what's that about? So as I was going through, let me see if I can find it. As I was going through, I found this. So of course I've had to scrub out some of it for privacy reasons coming on here. And you might not even be able to see it, but at the top, one of the email addresses is you into God 666. So I'm like, you into God 666. So I'm like, what? Just didn't make any sense. So I was like looking up 666, and we all know it kind of means the devil, but and in reference to the Bible. So I was having a little look, and it was saying usually a man's number or the number of a man, depending on how the text is translated, associated with the beast, and agnostic, I can never say that word, antagonistic creature that appears briefly about 2/3 into the apocalyptic vision. So then it started me on like a rabbit hole, and I was like, apocalyptic, right? What? So that's a rabbit hole that I really didn't particularly want to go down for much more than a couple of minutes, because when you start reading things like this, how, you know, apocalypse, people think that there's going to be, they see an apocalyptic vision at the end of June 2021, the word spheres for the, you know, turning upside down and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, right, that's way too far for me. Like, I agree, it doesn't sound good. Why start making an email address with 666? Like, why? And when I started Googling it, there were all these people out there saying that they felt that in June 2021, there was going to be an apocalypse. So I was just like, no, I just don't think I can manage that. So this was about as far as I got with it. In modern popular culture, 666 has become one of the most widely recognized symbols for the Antichrist and alternatively the devil, as we know. And I just thought, oh, no. So, I mean, we could probably, if you want to, like, have a look at that, if you're into that kind of thing. I know I'm not really. But I did find it interesting that he would make, given the fact that all of his email addresses generally are normal email addresses. There's one that he named after a Jägermeister, but apart from that, they're all his name, her name. So for him to create an email address within a month of summer, just a month before summer went missing, that read, let me have a look, L Jefferson, and then a load of numbers and what.com it was. L Jefferson. So who's L Jefferson, and why is John on the 22nd of April 2021 creating an email address with that name?
Very
just
strange.
Before summer went missing. I just thought, what? So apart from the You Into God 666 and the and that one, I was just like, okay, you're crazy. You're crazy. I don't know who's more crazy, like me, for reading it to you all, telling you, or Donald for creating it. But there you go. Let's see what some people have put in the comments section. 666 are 3 numbers in a row. Lol. Well, yeah. I am the one who put out the psychic reading regarding the ghost dance. Oh. Not good. Cuckoo. Yeah. That's just me. Let's have a look. Howdy, Emma and everyone. Listening while I go to the supermarket. Well, glad to be of service.
Yeah.
Glad to be of service. Gosh, only takes a couple of seconds and you oh, Doug, love to hear my internet wifey on. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you, Doug. Bless you. So yeah, creating these crazy email addresses. You Into God, you know, he's into God, apparently. Well, not if you ask Grandma, and not if you ask most of the people he Doug, stop making me laugh again. Not if you ask most of the people he knows, according to them. He's not religious. But what I wanted to ask him was, if he was here right now, you know this email address you've made that's called You Into God 666? Did you share it with your friends at the church? Like, did you give it to them? You know, I just wondered, because either they're into that kind of thing as well, so obviously just give it out normally, or you'd hide it from them because they'd probably think you were absolutely crazy for making an email address with that in it when you're saying you're religious and going to church every Saturday. These people, seriously. Right. So, 2015, they purchased this residence for $35,000. So I'm guessing he's paid back at this point all of his dues to every court in every state in America, I think. Who knows? I mean, I suppose if he's not paying taxes, right, you know, he's had time to save up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have to pay taxes.
Well, yeah. So, but then, I don't know if this is when he goes back to Utah, but in 2015, he is purchasing the property at 110 Ben Hill Road, right, for $35,000. That's 15. And then in 2017, he purchases a single family residence, so like a flat or whatever you want to call it, in Roy, Utah. We've got the road name and everything, but I'm not going to put it out on here because it's privacy. So why, if he's just bought a place over in, why would he be buying a place in Utah? And like, I don't understand that. What do you think, Amy?
I don't know. If he's got 2 properties, why did he need a defense lawyer?
I mean, did he buy it for his dad? You know? Yeah.
If he has all that money, why did he need a public defender? That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry. Didn't want to come out.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I got to mention as well, that email address that he created, the Jefferson, L. Jefferson, I think it is. I Googled that, and to see what L. Jefferson was in Rogersville, if there was an L Jefferson or what it was. There's a divorce attorney called that you can use. Their email address is not L Jefferson, but there is a divorce attorney called L Jefferson, and he did make that account just the month before Summer went missing. So were they planning to get divorced?
But there's no record of them being married.
Exactly. We were talking about this earlier on. Thank you, Doug. That's really kind. He says, congrats, Emma. You hit the 30K 3 different times. I know.
I know. I was going to say again.
Again. I don't know whether there's a glitch or something, but just after I did the party, like, oh no, it was just before the party, they all dropped. I was like, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm still having the party anyway. But yeah, so this divorce attorney, what do you think?
Now, somebody said, well, I thought he bought the family or inherited it from his mom, the Ben Hill. Didn't we see that he actually purchased it?
Yeah, it says property record 28th of September 2017, purchased single family residence. And then it says in Roy, Utah, and
no, the 110 Ben Hill Road.
Yes, there is more information on that as I get further down, but it does say 13th of April 2015, purchased single family residence, 110 Ben Hill Road.
Okay, so it does say both were actually purchased in the amount and not given to him.
According to this, it was purchased.
Yeah, according to what we found.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it might be that he was given it. Just give me a second. I have a small child shouting up the stairs.
So we can only give you what we found on these records. That's what Emma and I were talking about, them not getting married, because at least Candace was probably on government assistance, but I'm not sure because we can't find a record on that.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. She keeps shouting upstairs. Okay, so what did I miss? Did I miss anything?
They were saying, someone commented that they couldn't get married because of Candace on government programs. I said that's what we are probably thinking because we haven't found that record.
And we did see, we've all seen that picture, haven't we? Well, most of us have, where they're like, she's got the hat on, and I think they've tried to pull that off as a wedding photo, but as far as we're aware, it's an Easter photo.
That's, yeah, somebody mentioned that too, that it looks like an Easter pic, and that's what we were thinking too. Yeah.
So another email address created by Candace in 2017, and again, it's her name. You know, it's again another one that's made with their real names. So just seems strange then when they do make one that's a completely different name. It's like, well, who was this person and why are you using their email address? But anyway,
someone said that they heard they got married, they just didn't turn their marriage license into the court. Well, then they didn't make it legal. Yeah. Because if you get married either at the courthouse or at the church, well, when I've gotten married, both once at the courthouse, once at the church, they turn it in for you. You don't have to do it, at least where I got married. So to me, it wouldn't be legal if you never submitted it to the court. But that's what my thinking is.
Yeah, I would have thought so as well. Like, so And then in 2018, he was apparently at this residential address in Utah again. So I think that's before, I guess, how old's Summer? Just trying to work it out. So what's he doing back in Utah? Is that when he went back? I thought that was sooner. Like,
supposedly he went back to Utah on around, was it October 2020?
So he keeps going back to Utah, and it seems to be between Roy and Logan. Right, so then he creates this strange email address on the 22nd, 2021, so just before Summer went missing. And then he's back in Utah, says November 2021, so this is after Summer went missing. He goes back there for some reason. So I think that might be when the photograph was taken with him, with his dad. You know, when he went back and there was a photograph taken with the dad. Was that about November time? That might make sense. And then back at the Ben Hill Road address, as of now, that's where he's registered here under.
Somebody asked about divorce papers. We did see the divorce, didn't we? The ex-wife on Don's.
I don't think I saw divorce papers.
No, but we saw the name, the wording ex-wife.
I think so.
Yeah, we saw the word X.
Let's have a look. That's the trucking. Jumped. Yeah, his email address. And then we did that. That was the 666. And then let me just bring up my map here.
Not every state has what we call, what is it? If you live with somebody for 7 years, common law marriage is not recognized in every state anymore. And I think I heard Tennessee does not recognize that.
So this was
legally,
a map of,
she cannot sell that property if it's in Don's name.
Yeah, and it's all in his name. Her name, when we looked at her, was not. So this is the map here, as you can see. Now, behind some of these, like whatever you want to call them, pin drops, there are several all in a similar area. So, I mean, as you can see, there's Washington, like out towards Los Angeles. I think it's almost like San Francisco area, Utah, out towards Salt Lake City. You know, there's just loads. And Florida. You just think, well, what were you doing in all these places? Because you haven't got addresses in all those places. So he must have been running. That's what, that's all I can think of.
Mama, you're right. He came back in October. So you're probably right. June to October 2020, he was in Utah.
June to October 2020.
Yeah. So that's when they had their big falling out fight with Jose.
Yeah, that's right. So leading us on to this. Okay, let me bring this up. Where is it? So I wanted to find out more about this government watch list that he was on. Let's see what we could find out about that. And what I found was that he was being watched by the Homeland Security. Is that right, Amy? That's what we said. Homeland Security. And when they actually arrested him, he gave a false name. and they arrested him in Sarasota, Florida. So yet another place that he doesn't live. So he gave a false name and he was on this watch list. So trying to find out what it was that he had been arrested for. What is it that made him get put on this government watch list with the HHS or whatever you want to call it? And his offence was a Z1, Z1 if you're in the UK, Z1 if you're in America. And due to this offence, he ended up with being prohibited / restricted. And we tried to find out more about this Z1. And it said that it was either healthcare fraud. Well, seeing as he's never been registered as working anywhere, really, I can't see how he had healthcare. Child support obligations, being, not paying child support. But at this point, his kids are older, or child abuse. So this was apparently the reason why I was on this government watch list for this Z1 with the HHS, Homeland Security, whatever it was. And he gave a false name. It's just...
speechless.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like to say nothing surprises me anymore, but
yeah, I know.
Yeah. And so being caught in Florida and giving a false name, I mean, it's... Let me just move past this. I mean, he was on the run, wasn't he? I'm guessing. I mean, what do you make of all that, Amy?
Oh, when we found it this morning, I was speechless. And I think, like I've always thought, this case goes deeper than anybody can imagine. And my own theory, I'm afraid that it goes way deeper than we think. And some of the theories people have talked about may actually... we may be right. I don't want to think about it, but
I mean, if it was... Yeah, go on. Sorry.
Hopefully it's just, like his sister saying it's SA, but I'm afraid we might be going deeper than that.
I mean, you were saying that, could it be child, T?
Yeah. But like some people have said, and I believe it, there's probably little itty bitty truths in with their big lies.
Yeah.
Dudley has said that he's hidden out at the job site. And now Candace has said that she can't get the kids back if Don's around.
Yeah.
That would make it SA.
And then he went back to Utah, which, he was asking her to move out there. Was it because was he over there because he wasn't supposed to be around the children? I mean, who knows?
We don't know, but yeah, I'm afraid that if he's being watched, if he's on that list, it might be bigger than we think.
Yeah.
And yes, they're career criminals, both of them. And I don't put anything past them.
No, I don't either. Let me have a little look at my notes. Magistrate, truckers, drywall, yeah. Church, Grand. I mean, you were right. I mean, they were saying, well, that guy from work was saying that he was staying in the houses, he was sleeping in his truck, you know, he had all the gear with him. Like, why not go home? You know, he said he made it home in what? Well, that seems to have changed every time he tells the story, but not that long. You know, there's people that travel further to get home, a lot further. So why was he not going home? Something had to be keeping him away. And as far as Dudley was concerned, it wasn't just one night when CPS was coming, it was various nights.
No, yeah, he had microwaves. You know, he was ready to spend time there.
Yeah. That's what I heard
Carol,
as well.
I'm a friend. I'm Amy.
Amy. Yeah.
I've only been on one other time.
So if that's the case, and I mean, I think I've already done a live before on the CPS thing, and was he supposed to be around the kids? If so, then why was he staying at work? If he did say on a live at some point in the past that he had, I think Dudley said that CPS was coming and so he stayed away. Well, if CPS was coming, why wouldn't you want to be there to support your wife and show yourself as this amazing father around the CPS worker? So he was obviously staying away for a reason. Was he not supposed to be there? Was that why he went to Utah? Is that the reason why he was staying over at work? Because if you think about it, guys, Candace had rung 911 on various occasions. Don was seen by law enforcement to have a weapon on him that night with the Jose thing. He was seen to have a weapon and they took him. And if it hadn't been for Candace dropping the charges, he'd still be in. So, and maybe Summer might still be with us. Who knows? But can't think like that. So was he supposed to be around the kids? Yeah. So that did interest me. What time is it now? Because I am well aware that 5 minutes ago, Chris McDonough started his live, and I know everybody really likes watching him.
Doesn't he come on Sunday nights?
I thought it was tonight. Let me just, I don't know actually. I don't know, guys. If you know, if it's tonight, then I don't want to keep everybody. But if you want me to carry on with the Candace, we can carry on. It's Sunday.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Oh, that's okay then. I don't want to upset his routine. So let me have a little look. Got Candace here. Okay. So she goes under 3 names, but basically they're all very similar. Candace Rose Bly, Candace Wells, and C. Bly. Tells you her family, which we've all heard of before. But I mean, she comes across, you know, you hear on these channels where she's like doing lives and she's like, I just love my children. I just want to get my boys back. They mean everything to me. I love my summer. I love my boys and all that kind of stuff. So what's with all these charges? Like, how can you try and come across as this mellow-minded, calm, relaxed person?
Someone says she has a second channel now.
Yeah, she's got another channel, basically similar name. I think it's like Candy Bly or something, which is her mum's name, but I'm sure it's her that's running it. Because I can't imagine for 1 minute that Candace wants her own YouTube channel. So back in
the first one. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's okay. Candace, so 2003, so a few years ago, but before the boys were born, before she started having the boys, but I know she's got 2 other children. So this might be to do with those 2 children that she had initially. Offences for domestic abuse, battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse, restraining or obstructing an officer, possessing drug paraphernalia, and restricting or obstructing an officer. I'm like, wow, that's a rap sheet there.
2 peas in a pod.
Oh gosh.
I think the battery goes both ways on that partnership.
Yeah, and I think this was before she met him. Like, I'm sure it is, because this is in Wisconsin. And I think this was when she had her first 2 children. So didn't she claim that psychological problems, and she managed to get time in a facility rather than go to prison? I think that's how it worked. 2002.
Somebody said Candace pulled the gun on a CPS worker. Ooh.
Oh my God. That, let's see. I can't see it here. It's a long rap sheet. It might be coming up next. Wisconsin courts for battery. 2003. Oh, here we go. 2003, disorderly conduct, criminal damage to property, battery again, resisting or obstructing an officer again, disorderly conduct again, intentionally pointing a yes at a person. It says at a person, so it doesn't say law enforcement.
She's
Possessing,
a wild one.
she is, God, honestly. Possessing drug paraphernalia and battery again. Like, oh wow. Okay. But not much date of birth. Right, so we don't want to know that one then, because that's not. Oh, bless you, Jody. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Jody. That's really kind. So she's not on any, as far as we're aware, she's not on any offender.
Well, she pulled a gun on somebody because that was in the, we don't know if it was CPS or not. That was a comment, but it was on somebody because that's her charges.
Yeah. She's not on a government watch list like Dawn.
No.
Which I don't know if that's got something to do with her going to a, I don't know, going to a facility rather than.
I think she's smarter than people put her out to be.
Yeah, I do think she's smarter, and I certainly think she is more capable of sticking up for herself if necessary. I mean, I remember Candace saying to me when she was messaging me, because I said, oh, you know, I'm scared for Candace, because it was at the time right at the beginning when it was like all Dawn. We were thinking it was all Dawn, you know. And so I said to her, you know, I'm a bit scared for Candace. What do you think? I was trying to get out of her what Dawn was like. And she said, oh, Candace can stick up for herself. Too right, you know, she can stick up for herself all right. She doesn't half give him what for when he needs it. And at the time, I thought she was just like maybe having me on kind of thing. But I actually think she is probably more, like Anne says here, street smart and capable of sticking up for herself than she kind of makes out. So addresses, we have got Ogden, New York, but without an address, just says New York. I can't imagine her being in New York, but anyway. Tennessee, as we know, Grantsburg and Arkansas, and for a short time, Missouri. That's just some of the addresses. And finances, literally assets, there's nothing. So the house and everything is in his name. So that's probably why she doesn't want to leave, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to just go because she doesn't have anything. You know, what would she have? She'd just be living in...
Well, it's convenient for both of them.
Yeah, he's providing her with a house.
Yeah.
And what's she providing him with? I don't want to imagine. Let's not think about it. So, not as much to go over with Candace as with Dawn. That's the majority of the information we've got. I think the main things were the email addresses, the government watch list, all the fines that he's had, everything we've gone over so far anyway, loads of stuff. Just reading some of your comments. Is it Anna's birthday? Happy birthday, Anna, if it's your birthday. PJ's here. Hi, PJ.
Is it Mother's Day tomorrow for you?
To be honest with you, I have no idea.
Somebody said it's Mother's Day in the UK.
Oh, maybe it is. I have no idea. I suppose I'll find out in the morning. We'll see. I'm not good with cards and things like that. I can remember Christmas. I'm not good with birthdays. Cards, terrible.
That's not me.
No, it's Huda. I'll reply after. Air Force wouldn't pay under the table, Michelle says. No, but was he ever registered as working for the Air Force? I mean, I haven't seen any evidence.
I've never seen or heard he was with the Air Force.
I mean, depending on what he was doing with the Air Force, I certainly don't think he was flying any planes. I looked for a pilot license and I couldn't find one. So, oh gosh. But yeah. So I do appreciate everybody coming and tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. Oh, we seem to have lost Amy. She's gone. But maybe she's fallen asleep, listening to me droning on for the past hour. Possible, you know. It's possible. So, I mean, if there's anything you've missed, if you've tuned in late, you can always go back to the beginning and go back and see what we were talking about. Huda says, Emma, Candace is cutting her trees. There you go, guys. So for anybody that stayed with me and decided not to go over to watch Candace, she was cutting her trees. You've not missed anything. There you go. Air Force has contracts. Yeah, I would have thought they would with non-military people. But I can't understand why there's nothing coming up on his job searches, like registered job searches. Strange. Oh, some nice messages from people. I'll have a look afterwards, guys. We'll cook something nice, Ro. Oh, I made this amazing meal the other day, guys. If you haven't checked it out, it was like what was it? I made a Jordanian dish. Oh, it was the best thing I've eaten in years. Seriously, you need to try it. The link is on my community page. it was worth it. Definitely worth it. Yeah, Amy says, I kicked myself out. Don't worry, we've just about finished anyway, Amy. Thank you. Yes, Laurie says, Candace cutting her tree. Why the hell isn't she searching for her child? Well, who knows? I suppose cutting her trees down is better than tuning in and listening to me talking about her, I suppose. Roswell baby, oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I have been trying to respond to your comments in the community section and under the videos, but it just won't let me click on your name. So I don't know if you need to change your settings or something. She's a tree lover. She could be a tree. A tree hugger. That's a private joke from a stream a while ago, guys. Right, guys. Well, I'm going to go. Amy seems to have gone. She's probably going to bed. I'm going to go to bed. Need to get my sleep, especially if it's Mother's Day in the morning, and there might be gifts and cards and things. Like, I need to get myself to bed. So it's currently midnight, I think, here. Just gone midnight. You guys are so funny. You make me laugh. Oh. No, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to all the members, and thank you to all the new members, Anna and Mystique. Thank you for everybody who's commented, and the mods, my lead mod, Candace, and all my other amazing mods. Thank you. And I'm going to go get some rest, guys. So have a great night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and chill out. Go watch Candace cut down some trees, yeah? All right, guys, take care. Bye.
Lightning strikes by my window, hits my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe.